triple 17. Bullseye. Bang on cue. Bang in the middle.
And he's 100 points away with 6 darts in hand. Not surprised to see tops because the doubles have been working so well.
One dart to save throw at tops. Oh, that's superb. And the one ball is off to a flying start. 20 and ball. Gold treble D's double 5. Oh yes! The Gibraltarian is on the board. Double, double. For a 4-3 victory. And the time is now. Welcome along to the Modus Super Series on this Friday night at the Live Lounge in Porto. Group B is about to come to its culmination, and it is Noa-Lynn van Leuven that leads the way going into the second night's proceedings alongside me. For the late shift, once again, it is Matthew Edgar. Matt, intriguing night one, a unique night one. For the players, when you're involved in an evening like last night, do you just try and part with it as quickly as possible and just focus on the normality of today?
Absolutely. I mean, last night there was big issues beyond our control, nothing we could do about, and that was the players were saying that as well. Full credit to the players. I kept going down there and having a chat with them last night. Certainly Jon Worsley, who was more than happy to come out and have a chat with everybody. And the general vibe of things down there was very professional. It was, look, there's nothing you can do about this, guys. We're ready to go whenever the issues can be resolved. It did resolve very, very late. It went to a very, very late shift, but somehow still we ended with a near 100 average for Scott Taylor.
Indeed, we did. Well, this afternoon, we saw Group C come to a culmination. And on Wednesday afternoon, when we saw Neil Dove drop into that group, we thought he was going to be the man to beat. Yes, he was able to top the group, but it wasn't as simple as perhaps it could have been.
Yeah, you'd have expected Neil Duff to have navigated his way through that group by winning the group, which is what he did in the end. And what was interesting, though, is he said in his interview afterwards he saves his best for the end. His best comes on a Saturday, and, you know, it's hard to argue with that. And it's hard to argue with the fact that he saves his best for the very end, because actually, when it came down to that last game, he needed to win that 4-0 or 4-1. He went on the stage, he told Terry Nash, he goes, I'm going to beat you 4-0. And he did. That is psychological warfare, and that's something that maybe plant the seed. Should they have to play each other tomorrow, say in the semi-final or even in the final? Imagine that. Neil Duff just turns around and goes, you might get a leg today, actually, I'll do you 4-1. And knowing that score prediction of 4-0 has already happened in the past, that I like that. That's a ploy for tomorrow.
And Neil Duff is one that likes to give out score predictions before winning things, doesn't he? Right, let's confirm Neil Duff and Terry Nash's place through. They join Jim McEwen in tomorrow evening's final. 3 from the 5 in the middle of your picture there in Group B will progress their way through. As I mentioned, Noa-Lynn van Leuven is the player that tops the pile, had the opportunity to complete the card yesterday evening. And when you consider all the factors, consider it was Noa-Lynn's debut, okay? In terms of a couple of games, it took a while to get up to speed, but got the wins. And towards the end, there were some real positive signs.
It was all the checkouts for me. Noa-Lynn's checkouts, the combination finishes. We saw some doubles, a couple of tumblers checkouts as well. That was the secret weapon that Noa-Lynn van Leuven had yesterday. That is what Noa-Lynn was doing when Noah went and picked up that Challenge Tour title. Now, the scoring wasn't quite there. That left a little bit to be desired, but it was debut in very unusual circumstances, so full credit to get those points. But I just want to pick up on something you said at the start there. You said 3 from 5. I think we're looking at 3 from 4.
Yeah, okay. It's been a long 24 hours, hasn't it? Right, let's have a look at the table then as we go into tonight's action. It's actually Timothy Verbrew who has 6 points from yesterday's action. And every single day, Matt, we've tried to ask the question, is this one coming to an end? Is this one coming to an end? Is he playing well? He's just playing consistently well now, isn't he?
He's very good. Very, very good. I'm really enjoying watching him. He's very unflustered, very unflappable. He's very level-headed. And if you're going to beat Timothy Verbrew, you've got to beat him on a dartboard. That's the only place you can do it, by hitting more trebles and doubles. Now, that might sound like the most ridiculous comment to ever say, but a lot of the times games can be won in different areas by the pace being altered or by things that have happened in other areas. It's not just all about what happens on the board fascia. However, with Timothy it is. You're never going to change his rhythm. You're never going to change his pace. He does what he does, and now he does it very well.
Well, let's have a look at the odds, see what the bookmakers think about tonight's proceedings. Timothy does go off favourite. Are you surprised Scott Taylor's second favourite at 2-1, though?
I think that is probably about right. in the basis of where we are at the moment in regards to the table. I think that's probably about spot on. I'd love to sit here and argue with the odds compilers, but I'm not going to tonight. And maybe 150 to 1 on Galliano. Maybe put another 0 on that, considering the position he's in. So maybe that's where they've got the value wrong. I've always got to argue with something on that.
18 plus, speedgambleware.org. You've got to have a flutter on the Super Series this evening. Ahead of what's going to be a blockbuster Saturday here at the Live Lounge in Port. Of course, the final's getting underway, slightly later time of 8:30 p.m. because we've got, well, they're saying it's entertainment beforehand, but it's England against Switzerland in the European Championship quarter-final. Call it entertainment, you want to call it entertainment. Let's see what Gareth Southgate does, but you can watch it nonetheless here on top of your ticket for tomorrow night.
Every Saturday, we open our doors for our weekly finals night.
For a unique and intimate darts experience.
Meet the Dart Stars and even the team off the telly.
Here at our purpose-built venue in Portsmouth.
Every single Saturday evening.
Tickets can be booked via this QR code.
Or at www.dartshop.tv for a very small booking fee.
Follow us at MSS Darts on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram and TikTok.
For all the latest ticketing news.
All you need to do, log on, book, turn up, and the action gets underway from 7:30 p.m.
So what are you waiting for?
Get your tickets to the darts.
We look forward to welcoming you to the Modus Super Series very soon.
Well, last night, Scott Taylor won this game with an average nigh on a ton. He is the second favourite still to go on and win this group, up against Noa-Lynn van Leuven, who won 3 from 4 on a Super Series debut. It really was an impressive opening display. Up against the former series champion, Scott Taylor, who has had a week where so far hasn't quite hit the height, but is hoping that this time around on Friday he really can hit the stratospheric heights of those successes. That's for Noa-Lynn van Leuven. Really good first day for her here at the Live Lounge report. So 3 wins from 4. Grew into the night as it went along. First couple of performances, picked up the victories, but the stats perhaps wouldn't have painted kindly. But I think because of everything that happened yesterday evening, I think the players do get a free pass for those first couple of games. But the important thing was the victories under the belt. So let's get into this. Game 1 of the night. Game 1 of 10 that we're going to be watching this evening. And we're going to be watching it in the company of Mr. Prime Time
First leg
himself.
Scots to throw first.
Matthew Edgar, very good evening.
Game
Good evening,
on.
Henry. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us here at the conclusion of Group B and the conclusion of our qualifying criteria for this week's finals
95.
night. Now, Scott Taylor, someone a lot of people would have probably expected would already have punched his ticket to Saturday night.
95.
But still a bit of work to do, and he really did save his skin with that performance in the final game against Noa-Lynn van Leuven to get 2 points, so he could be in a lot of bother
100.
tonight. We keep saying it. At some point, we're going to have to see the best of Scott Taylor. Is that
55.
tonight? Is that now?
Well, the weird thing is there have been flashes throughout the week. He's had a couple of averages above the ton mark. Had an average of 99 in this game last night, but it just hasn't quite been on the consistent
57.
scale that he would expect, and now we kind of expect because of what he's done.
Well, these are more settled darts already from Noa-Lynn van Leuven.
80.
It was as the first maximum of the session, and it's only took us a couple of throws.
I think it was just interesting, just overall her demeanour in the
100.
arena before the action got underway. Looks very much at home in this arena, which sometimes for debutants we don't quite see that first time round. Experience probably helped him with that as well.
Scott the car
But Taylor here to take the first leg of the night is looking for 149. It'll be the first ton plus check with the first leg of the night. We saw that yesterday with Jon Worsley in the 107, but it's not going to be followed up here by the former champ.
93. Nolan your car 114.
Although Noa-Lynn could start the night with a ton plus out. 1 dart at tops. Magnificent start. The 114 goes. Noa-Lynn gets the break with a ton topper to lead 1-0 against the former champion.
And that puts
Game
Scott
on.
Taylor on notice. That was the real key strength yesterday, wasn't it, from Noa-Lynn van Leuven?
140.
It's just today. adding in a little bit more, certainly around the treble 20.
41.
This really is good.
140.
Back-to-back 140s on the back of the 15 dart leg in the first.
100.
I'm not sure we should just describe this as good darts at the moment. What we're watching here is elite darts at the moment. This is phenomenal.
180.
Averaging 120.12 at this present moment in time. On the cusp of an 11 darter and a 2-zip lead.
Nolan, your car 41.
And realistically, Scott Taylor can do nothing in response to this.
9.
And even after spurning a couple of darts at double, Noa-Lynn has got 3 more in hand and has got the luxury of time.
I think Scott Taylor was more surprised that there was a miss there from Noa-Lynn.
60. Nolan, your car 32. No
Well,
score.
that second dart you could see from the overhead camera angle there made life awkward for dart 3, but Taylor is nowhere to be seen. We have seen this week with Scott that the first game just has not
100.
correlated.
Nolan, your car 32.
He can ill afford to have that same misfortune tonight. But the scoring stakes have been great for Noa-Lynn, but the
24.
doubling has left a lot to be desired in this leg.
118.
140, 140, 180. The scoring phase here for Noa-Lynn van Leuven, and could lose the leg if Scott Taylor can find a ton topper himself, tops, to retaliate. A shot that is so unexpected.
98.
It nearly
Nolan,
went,
your car
nearly a
8.
steal for Scotty T.
Well, Noa-Lynn shook her head in the background, expected Scott Taylor to take that out. Cannot pass any more
Game shot on the
opportunities
second
by.
leg.
Won't
Noa-Lynn
pass
van
any more
Leuven.
opportunities by. And Noa-Lynn van Leuven is into a
So let's
2-0
go to
lead.
first. Game
Although
on.
it was harder work than perhaps it should have been.
$137. 100.
Paul Hinks, our referee this evening, was actually having a chat with Paul before the session got underway, and he was telling me a story about
97.
how when he officiated at a World Series event in Australia, he shared a table at breakfast at a hotel with Lady Gaga.
60.
And Scott Taylor's had one problem this week, particularly in this encounter yesterday, and that was to keep a bit of a poker face.
Yeah,
26.
that story still doesn't sound as good as sharing a room with Dan Dawson and having a latte.
Are we beginning the
100.
fun facts in leg 3?
Oh, that was one of my favourite videos ever on YouTube.
$119.
The 119 leaves Taylor 122 to get his first leg on the board of the evening.
99. Scott Car 122.
We'll start on the 18s column here. You feel treble. Would have left the ball.
86.
He hits the ball just for
Nolan
good measure.
Car 142.
Well, the 142 isn't going to go, and so Taylor returns for double 16 to
53. Scott Car
bring the
36.
deficit back to 2-1. Well,
No score.
Scott had
Nolan
issues on the
Car
doubling
89.
yesterday. They're continuing here, 0 from 4 in this particular encounter, and Noa-Lynn returns for 89. May just be a dart at the bullseye on the back of this combo. Well, they're looking for the treble 19 first dart to leave double 16. The bullseye will end up being
64. Scott
not
Car
get.
36.
Another opportunity for Scott Taylor, but you feel this is now or never. Miss this, and he's in big trouble. Getting closer.
No score. Nolan Car
Well, this-
25.
It's for a double break of throw.
2 at double 8.
17.
Presents
Scott
Taylor
McCall,
with another
36.
free at double 18.
All a bit scrappy in the early goings of decision day.
And no joy on the doubles. Double 9. He almost
18.
quivers, ironically.
Noa-Lynn, your car 8.
If he could take the doubles outside for a fight, I think he would right now.
I don't know if he would, because that's a fight at the moment he'd lose.
Game shot on the third leg. Noa-Lynn van Leuven.
Noa-Lynn gets the double breaker throw.
Fourth leg, Noa-Lynn to throw first.
3-0 to the good, and now has the darts to win the first of 10 games that we're going to be
Game on.
bringing to you this evening from the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. How's your luck, Scott?
$41.
So 10 darts out of double for
68.
Scott Taylor without any return. Noa-Lynn's not been exceptional in that category. 17 thrown, 3 hit. A checkout percentage of just 17.65%. But that is enough at the moment, and that'll disappoint Scott Taylor. That'll frustrate Scott Taylor.
45.
And that's why you have that very laboured, lethargic walk to collect the darts. That is the walk of pain.
85.
And the Live Lounge has been a house of pain. The only time he's been jumping around this week has been on the back of missed doubles and the frustration boiling over.
One out of them, 40.
But also, it wouldn't surprise you by the same token if Scott Taylor can find a way through tonight, where maybe that dynamic of having the crowd and having an extra little bit of
65.
energy in the building may just bring the best out of him. You may remember the first week he won.
93.
The qualification week in terms of getting to the Saturday, it was okay. But then when it got to the Saturday, the crowd environment just brought another gear, another level into him. And he beat Andy Bolton in the final with an average in excess of 107. This could be heaven. But the 155 isn't going to go.
139. Noa-Lynn, your car 85.
Scott Taylor should at least face a match dart on the back of this visit. And that match dart is going to be a double 9 for Noa-Lynn van Leuven.
67.
That's a chance
Scott,
that's been
your car
spurned.
16.
And so 2 8s for Taylor
Game
to bring
shot
it
on
back
the
to
fourth leg.
3-1.
Scott Taylor.
and to just pose the odd question or two.
Fifth leg, Scott to throw first. Game on.
More like it.
Sometimes getting a bit of a
140.
reprieve like that just makes you a bit freer. And Scott Taylor, we know, plays better with fluency, with rhythm, with pace,
58.
rather than the more deliberate style.
$134.
Well, he's hitting back, Scott Taylor. He'll want to do something very, very similar,
60.
though. In the next leg, should it go there. Because that will be the leg Noa-Lynn will have the throw to get the job done. A wayward dart frustrating Scott Taylor, and he's also just trying to work out the maths.
82.
Well, the mass leads on 145 after hitting the bullseye. Wins
57.
this leg, forces
So
Noa-Lynn to
Carl
serve it out at
45.
3-2, and if she's not up to the task, then we go all the way to a decider where Scott would have the darts. And in this leg, he's got a
117.
massive lead. He leaves double 14 after 12. Has a bit of a like for that double, does Scott?
140. Scott car 28.
And he's going to get a couple of visits
Game shot on the
worth at
fifth
that
leg,
double.
Scott Taylor.
And finds double 14 for 13, and suddenly the doubles are back on the radar, and
Six leg,
suddenly this
Noa-Lynn
game
to
is
throw
back to
first.
3-2.
Game on.
But Noa-Lynn here has the darts to win this particular encounter.
Now, in the
60.
early part of the leg, that was a ton. That was a 140. Now, just the 60. Scott
43.
Taylor applying the pressure. But this, you feel, is the leg. If it goes 3-3, Scott Taylor with a throw, you feel is not going to relinquish the opportunity. But he's got to get it there first. And Noa-Lynn back in the red.
And Noa-Lynn will be all too aware of the fact that when you build a 3-0 lead, all you need is a couple of good visits and you may be over the line. And that may be exactly
40.
what's happening here. For Maxi of the match, that was. But only followed by a score of 70, although she does have a massive lead in this leg.
Oh, Taylor needs a max and then he's still behind. He's in
140.
big trouble. Needs mistakes from Noa-Lynn. It is in the palm of Noa-Lynn's hands.
60.
Six starts on 1-3-1 to get
Goal
the
in your
first
car,
victory of the
131.
evening session. Trouble 17, tops was the play there.
95.
That is a monstrous last start. If that shot came up dry, Scott Taylor would fancy the job. Instead, just got a
100.
throw, and they were thrown with
Nolan, your car,
frustration.
36.
They stand at the back of the stage and hope you don't hear Paul Hinks call this in.
Taylor missed a couple of handfuls at this double in this
No
game,
score.
and now Noa-Lynn has troubles on the double 18.
A reprieve. 2 darts for Scott Taylor.
Game
What a
shot on the sixth
fantastic
leg,
finish
Scott
that is from
Taylor.
Scott Taylor. No messing, no faffing. Knows he got lucky to even get the shot and the
7 leg Scott to
opportunity.
throw first.
But Scott Taylor has done this
Game
throughout
on.
his entire career. When he comes up in this opportunity, steps up, pops in a 140, says thank you very much.
And so from 3-0 behind, Scott Taylor has forced a last leg decider.
26.
The advantage of throw means nothing when you open with a 26.
35.
Another reprieve.
Bag of spanners at the beginning of this last leg.
100. $140.
There's the grimace,
140.
there's the snarl from Scott Taylor where he really gets engaged with the game. Noa-Lynn really dealing with the pressure of the situation well. Finds another maximum. That is maximum number 4 for Noa-Lynn van Leuven.
100. Nolan, your car, 146.
To eventually get over the line, she has had a match start in this encounter. That was at double 9.
99.
Scott Taylor may get a match start here, but he's going to have to be perfect with dart 1 and dart 2. 25 means trouble 20 and bull. Bullseye it is for the win. And that would have been for the ultimate
104.
turnaround.
Nolan, your
Well, 4
car,
match starts have
47.
come and gone for Noa-Lynn van Leuven so far. Should be getting another 2.
Double 10 to eventually get over the
Game show of the
line.
match, Nolan
Relief
van Leuven.
for Noa-Lynn van Leuven as she gets the better with Scott Taylor in her last leg decider. Noa-Lynn had raced into a 3-0 lead, but Scott Taylor took us all the way to her last leg, with Noa-Lynn van Leuven won in the end. At the tail of the tape, coming up next, Jon Worsley and Timothy Verbrew.
Welcome to the party in Portsmouth here at the Modus Live Lounge.
They've both got the talent where they can reel off leg after leg and dish out a heavy defeats. And what a way to start the day. We're up and running here on Champions Week with a maximum.
Well, what a way to finish a 12-dart leg.
Beautiful check out there from Cam Crabtree. Only needs the one.
Game shot on the second leg. Darius
What were you saying about efficiency?
Game shot on the third leg. Reece
Is that
Robinson.
the moment that Reece Robinson comes alive in this crucial clash? Looks like he's going to go for it. And it is right next to his favourite double top. And he gets the job done at the earliest possibility. That is Crabtree through.
Case not so. Harrison gets the all-important win.
Game shot on the second leg. Darius Labanowska. Game shot.
Josh Smith, is it a
Darius Labanowska.
9? A long time. And that clenched fist.
Game shot on the mark.
He gets the job done in the end. He's nodding in total agreement because
Game shot on the fourth leg.
Just like
Darius
that.
Labanowska.
he needs the one. There you can see.
That she can unlock at any moment, but that is quality from Harrison. This would be a wake-up.
Welcome to the party in Pompey. Should be a good marker for him, and is. It was a great guide.
On the first leg, Andreas
It's
Harrison.
a breaker throw for Andreas Harrison.
On the second leg, Dan Crabtree.
Consecutive breaker throw, double 16 is found.
And he does lead. It's not an 11, but it's a beautiful 12, treble 17, which he gets. Bullseye for the win. Absolutely incredible by Andreas Harrison.
He's Andreas Dirty Harrison.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where before the break, Noa-Lynn Van Leuven got the better of Scott Taylor by 4 legs to 3. That moves Noa-Lynn on to 8 points in the group and most likely a winner of qualification through. Jon Worsley, the Womble, in action next. 39-year-old from Chepstow, looked ultra impressive in the first half of last night's action. And he's in action against Tim Vivabrew, who all week long has impressed us here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth, the Belgian, who's on his second appearance here at the Modus Super Series, and said he wanted to improve from first time round. Well, he finished 5th in Group A first time he played here. This time, well, he's into Group B, and he's in a very good chance of qualifying. Began the night top of the table, has been overtaken because Noa-Lynn
First leg,
won
John
the first game of the evening.
Game on.
Paul Hinks from Yorkshire, your referee this evening, referee of 4 World Championship finals. You was telling me about the cricket this evening.
100.
Did he have lots of fun facts for you, did he?
We all love fun facts, Matt. You know that.
140.
I'm on my best behaviour. No fun facts this evening. That was a little bit of an extra for all of our loyal followers last night.
100.
I was impressed with Worsley last night. A lot of the time you don't lose it physically when you've been playing as long as Jonathan Worsley has. You've got that mastery
60.
style learning and development. What it tends to be is just in the mind. You just don't know if you can rely on yourself as much. You don't know if you can trust the throw. And he was around about the 85 average for the evening, which
62.
very, very steady. You're always going to be competitive and have a chance.
And Tim for your week has just been consistent throughout the
59.
course. In terms of the stats last night, Timothy, 85.62 average. Solitary max to his name, bit down on what he's been performing this week. Didn't have a ton plus checkout yesterday. In fact, we only had 4 ton plus checkouts for the session.
139.
Meanwhile, as far as Jon Worsley's concerned, 84.36 average for the evening. Couple of maxis and the 107 high check, but it was the doubles which
120,
really
John
cost John at
100.
times. 12 from 52 on the outer ring. He started yesterday with a ton plus checkout. He begins
He's on the
tonight
first
with a
leg,
ton
Jon
out.
Worsley.
And the Womble opens up a 1-0 lead over the Belgian.
Second leg, Timothy to throw first. Game on.
Interestingly, in game 2, we may just we've had half the ton plus checkouts we had for the
125.
entirety of the first night's play.
think a lot can be forgiven on the first night's worth of play. It was very unusual circumstances, and was just very fortunate to get the games on, never mind the
42.
quality or the standard of which the players played. We expect a lot higher from them this evening, and any other time they come back to the Super Series, which, when you look at the line that we've got tonight, I think these are people you need to
140.
get quite familiar with seeing.
Yeah, I hope that, particularly for Craig and Noah, that I think we'll see Noa-Lynn here a fair bit. Hopefully we
60.
get another sighting of Craig Galliano here at the Super Series, because I think what happened last night for a debutant, it can go one of two ways, and I just think maybe to a certain extent just knocked him a little bit off kilter. But nothing has knocked Timothy Verbrew off his stride this week. That maximum leads him on 56 after 9, and he's had a handful of 11 darters this week at the Live Lounge. If he can find one here, he'll level this game up at
140,
one apiece, and what's been a very good start to this encounter. Tops.
16.
Doesn't go.
See, now if Worsley would have moved down with the first or the second dart, that treble 20 would have actually been impactful and left him on a finish.
Shot on the second
Probably
leg. Timothy Verbrew.
was thinking, though, that Timothy Verbrew is not going to miss the opportunity anyway.
Third leg, John
And he didn't.
first. Game on.
Level game. Two really solid legs to kick us off.
Between two real rock solid players, you have to say.
100.
Everything about Jon Worsley's in a good place at this present moment in time. Losing a 5 stone altogether. Just the way he's talking about the sport, he's really positive, really enjoying playing here at the Super Series. The outlook's very positive, and even though he hasn't played a lot, I think if he can get himself back into regular match practice, regular match routine, I think we could see the Jon Worsley that was beginning to do a lot of damage around 2019, 2020 time.
Well, he reached a Pro Tour semi-final, didn't he, after getting his card back? I remember it very well. It was at Bolton in the old UK Open arena.
100.
Technically, such a good action for Timothy. Actually, it's a little bit of a... Feels a little bit old school, doesn't it?
134.
Very simple, isn't it? Not a lot that can go wrong with that.
$59.
So Worsley leads himself on 146 to open up a 2-1 advantage. Verbrew back on 213.
99. Jonica 146.
So to go upstairs first with dart 1. Timothy back for 114 for the break.
56.
Already seen this taken out this evening by Noa-Lynn van Leuven. But Verbrew isn't going to follow up in kind, and so Worsley may just be a dart to the bullseye on the back of this 90, but he has a chance to
26.
Put his nose back in front of 2-1.
Just keep it straight, that's all he'll be thinking. And a nice lie there for the treble to get the bonus of the double 5.
80.
Doesn't quite go, but Verbrew is back for the 88 to get the break of foe and open up a 2-1 lead. And the 16s route.
$34.
Well, that dart bounced out the board, and he tried to catch it as if it was Joe Root trying to catch down to the slips. Double 2.
8.
Doesn't go, and so Verbrew now has a break opportunity to put himself in front in this match. He's got 2 darts in his hand, a double top.
Getting shot
and
on
the Belgian
leads.
leads.
Fourth leg, Timothy to throw first. Game on.
Jon Worsley just pondering the current situation regarding the table, regarding
81.
the group, because there are 2 players kicking away at the moment at the top of it, and at the start of the week, they're probably not the 2 you'd have expected.
60. $81.
There's the amazing live lounge stage. You can be a part of the audience on a Saturday night here at the Super Series. Tickets available up until around about the autumn time. Champions Week on August the 31st. And tomorrow night, we've got a bit of football.
95.
England v Switzerland. What's your score prediction for that, Matt? Because you're a football man.
1-0.
To?
England.
133.
What do you make of the possibility of Gareth Southgate's formation changes?
I think we'll win the game regardless. I think he's
140.
doing a good job. It's all the results business, isn't it? And that's what he's getting.
You can watch that before you watch the darts tomorrow from 5 o'clock here at the Live Lounge. Babu looking for 104 to open up a 3-1 lead in this contest. Oh, beautiful first dart. How many times has he pitched it perfectly like that? Double 16.
88.
Doesn't quite go.
Jonica 117.
Treble 19 for tops. Not to be, and so Babu is back for 3-1 if he can find
51.
double 8.
Tip of the car 16.
Crazy the other side of the wire. Yes.
Shot on the 4th leg.
3-1 to the Belgian.
5th leg John to through first. Game on. $81. $99.
I feel this is where Worsley's just been a little bit. It's like when he's moving around the board and you're throwing in one condensed area like the treble 20, that's when you tend to sort of find it comes a little bit easier. It's when you're going to move around the board and you've got to switch and chase
24.
around, which hasn't been working there for the Brew either.
Well, Worsley's doing his damage in the ton plus column, isn't he? 10 compared to the 3 of Timothy. And now make that 11 on the back of that previous turn. But Babu's getting the right scores at the right times.
140.
It's the gel, it's the things that mat it all together.
$125.
So Worsley leaving tops after 12 to pull 1 back to return this game to 3-2. And he has got the luxury of tie. Double 10 is what he's looking at, what he's aiming at, what he's staring at, what he finds for 14 data. Now Timothy's forced to serve it out.
6th leg Timothy to throw first. Game on.
Again, that first dart. Well, usually that kind of first dart's
95.
been kind in terms of having bedfellows alongside it. Not on that particular occasion.
$59. $66. 100.
That's an inviting dart for the Rebrew. That's exactly where he wants it to be. Just sat upright on the top wire.
125.
And it's able to get to that point now where he can start to read Rebrew's darts, which again is a good sign of consistency within the player.
60.
And even one of his below par performances this week, he's averaging around 89. Find another one here. He's on a 2-darter. Decided to go
105.
down for the 25, which leaves him on 110. Well, this would be some way to bring the curtain down on this encounter. He's got 6 darts on 110 to win this game 4-2. And he's going to get a dart at double 18 to do it with a ton topper. And Timothy Verbrew moves himself on to 8 points. He establishes his position at the top of the table, beating Jon Worsley by 4 legs to 2. Coming up next, Noa-Lynn van Leuven and Craig Galliano.
Hang on a minute. Wow! Oh my God! Well, that's £100 down the drain already. Itching to hit the 180. He's gone for the maximum.
18 for the bull. Bull.
53.
No, he said bull. That's a great first start from Adam. Oh, look at this. He's going to leave Scape. Oh, can you believe it? That is unbelievable.
Get match darts to put his team into the final. And through to the final they go. Charlie Murphy has hit the match-winning dart on both occasions. Double 4 for the title.
Please show your appreciation for the winner of the Influencer Pairs event, George Scaife and Adam Lipscomb.
He seems to be out. That's what he is, Charlie Murphy. A couple more visits yet. We're not going to need that.
Bosh.
Pie face is through. He gets
And he's absolutely buzzing.
It was a game that Pie face dominated throughout.
Welcome back to the live lounge in Portsmouth, looking very resplendent on this Friday night, isn't it? Before the break, we saw Timothy Verbrew move on to 8 points. The Belgian beating Jon Worsley by 4 legs to 2. Next up, it's a battle of Gibraltar up against the Netherlands. And for Craig Galliano, this is not something that paints a very pretty picture for him. For Noa-Lynn van Leuven, 27 years of age, Challenge Tour winner this year, up against Craig Galliano, who in a previous life, as a professional football player, played for Gibraltar's under-21s and lost 7-0 to the Netherlands. He's hoping in the sport of darts, his record against the Dutch is a little bit different, a little bit better, and a little bit better than his record last night against Noa-Lynn van Leuven, who is a win away in this particular encounter from progressing through to tomorrow night's final.
Game on. 20.
Oh, that's harsh. 2 darts on the floor. And that can cost you your throw very, very quickly. Especially if Galliano can find
60.
any treble, unable to do so on the opening exchange. It was a tough night for Galliano last night, wasn't it? Unable to pick up any victories. Played well in parts.
60.
But you do sort of feel for Galliano. He went on the stage ready for his game, and that's when all the issues started to arise. And it was a long
59.
break. Didn't know when you're going to be on. You don't know to sit down, to practice. You don't really know what to do. There was no sort of countdown. We didn't really know when the issues would be resolved.
100.
And Galliano, you've got to say, handled it extremely well in terms of the personality that he put onto it. And
45.
I think despite the results so far, you've got to say, we've got to see him here again, because you feel like his chance was hampered.
Yeah, I'd like to, even if it's, say, a Group C. I know it's obviously
174.
difficult because, obviously, Craig from Gibraltar, it's a 3.5-hour flight over to the UK. But even if it's, say, like a Group C maybe in another series, I think
58.
it'd be
Nolan
fair to see
Yokar,
Craig have
47.
2 full days at it, if you get where I'm coming from. And there were glimpses. It was. I just feel like last night he
55.
just couldn't harness it all together at once.
Yeah, that's fair.
But Noa-Lynn here has started the night quite
59.
well.
Nolan
Solid,
Yokar,
I think, would be the best
92.
way of describing it. And this 92 for 1-0 lead.
$72. $100. Nolan Yokar, 16.
Double 8 for 1-0.
Game shot on the first leg, Noa-Lynn van Leeuwen.
One on the outside, one in, and Noa-Lynn leads by a leg to 0.
Second leg, Craig to throw first. Game on.
This is more like it.
What are you there?
Can you smell what the man from the Rock is cooking? Oh, hang about.
Well, Noa-Lynn found 4 maximum visits in the opening fixture, but here we go. Galliano is on the 9 darter. Noa-Lynn's on the 9 darter. Still on the 9. However, we've still got one hope. Craig Galliano, 141, to add his name to the roll of honour of players to hit a 9 darter on the stage. Noa-Lynn is smiling. I think Noa-Lynn wanted to see it.
We all wanted to see it. The whole of Gibraltar held its collective breath. Got to remember, Gibraltar's a nation of 30,000. This is a big sporting moment for them.
57. Nolan Yokar, 156.
Another. I mean, that would feel like a steal, and it'll feel like everything that's happened to Craig this week would have transpired against him if that went. But this has been a good response. But has to find the tops. Now, the doubling was okay yesterday.
20.
It was.
Nolan Yokar, 16.
Reminder, Craig Galliano was 6 starts into the 9. He had the back-to-back 180s.
No score. Craig Yokar, 20.
Nearly lost a leg.
Well, this time, double 10. This was probably the target he had the most joy on. Double 5.
Game shot
to level up at 1-1.
Craig Galliano.
It's one of those bittersweet things when you say the target you're having the most
So like
success
Nolan
on
to
to
throw
double 5.
first.
Yes, it's
Game
nice
on.
to be having success consistently on a target, but no one leaves double 5 unless you're missing first and chasing around the board. So it's nice to have that little roadblock in there that it doesn't go any
95.
deeper than that situation, but you're only there because you're missing.
44. $180.
This is exceptional maximum hitting from Noa-Lynn.
59.
So far tonight, 6 maximums in a game and a bit. Game and a half.
47. 100. 79.
Average for Noa-Lynn around about the 90 mark. And looking set to open up a 2-1 lead. However, Galliano here.
140. Noa-Lynn,
It feels like a case of just blowing hot and cold a little bit. It's either been right on cue or a little bit off. Treble 19. Double 19. For the ton.
Gains
For
on the third
2-1.
leg.
And Noa-Lynn is back in front.
Fourth leg, Craig to throw
Nice
first.
sign of
Game on.
acknowledgement there from Craig Galliano.
100.
To a certain extent, this game's probably typified Craig's week so far, and the fact that we've seen real good spells,
58.
but hasn't been able to really put it together over a consistent basis.
$140.
Definitely improving as the night goes along.
43.
You enjoyed the night so far, Matt?
Yeah, really looking forward to seeing how it develops in regards to the places. For me, looking at the table at this
134.
junction, you've got to be saying that it's looking like Noa-Lynn and Timothy Verbrew are going to be pretty much through, and then it's a battle for that final place.
41.
Remind there are
Craig
3
Car,
players
127.
that will qualify through a Group B campaign.
57.
Oh, Galliano leads 70 for 2-2. Time is on his side in this leg.
45. Craig Car, 70.
Plenty of time. 70 left. No more of them. Misses the big number.
30.
Well, he missed low on both darts, really, didn't he? Because the first dart was for a treble 10, pulling it low into the 15. And he went for the 15, pulling it low into the 2. It's a little sign of nerves and tension when the darts are being dragged low.
40. Craig Car, 40.
Got time here. Noa-Lynn a long way back. 234 point advantage here for
Gains on the fourth
Galliano.
leg, Craig Galliano.
And he's able to convert that into a level game.
Fifth leg, Noa-Lynn to throw first. Game on.
Now, you've been travelling around the WDF circuit. Now, for
55.
someone like Craig, based in Gibraltar, obviously a nation with a smaller population, particularly than some of the heavyweights in the sport. When you've got a talent like you, and
97.
there is a talent there, how difficult is it when you're playing in a nation like that, where maybe the pool of players isn't as big than perhaps what we have, even at a local level
68.
in the United Kingdom?
Then what you need to do is you need to make sure that you're doing the right things within your practice and make sure that you're doing the right things to challenge
140.
yourself with progressive overload. Make sure that progression is there within the practice. You're not just standing throwing at the board. You're not just doing the same routines and judging yourself by a score in which you generate. So you don't need lots of people around you. You just need to make sure you're doing the right things. There is a right way to do it.
58.
In order to make sure you maximise your potential, whatever level that might be.
98.
Again, Noa-Lynn leaves a ton, taking it out already in this contest.
60. Noa-Lynn, your car, 100.
Rinse and repeat, possibly. Tops was the route if that was to be the case.
80. Craig, your car, 146.
Galliano's not going to take out the 146. Noa-Lynn will return for
54.
double
Noa-Lynn,
10
your car,
to
20.
move 3-2 to the good. Help or
Gains on the
hindrance?
fifth
Help.
leg, Noa-Lynn van Loven.
And Noa-Lynn leads 3-2. Galliano's got it all to do.
6-leg Craig to throw first. Game on. $96.
For the second game in succession, Noa-Lynn van Leuven has hit 4 180s. 8 180s for herself tonight. In the entirety of yesterday's session, there was just 10 across 10 matches.
Absolute world-class 180 hitting. Elite level darts there from Noa-Lynn van Leuven in the maximum column.
119.
Could be another, because that's inviting.
140.
He's becoming expectant now.
If this 96 goes, Noa-Lynn van Leuven on her debut will progress through 2 finals night. 17 would have afforded a dart at tops, but has
64.
got time. Galliano a long way back.
$60. Noa-Lynn, your car.
It's been a no-fuss debut so far. The darts have been really good for Noa-Lynn van Leuven. And if she can find double 8...
No score.
She would have been through to tomorrow night, but has given Galliano a reprieve. That may not be the worst guide. Double 19.
80.
Does it go?
Noa-Lynn, your car. 32.
And so this, for the match, and for her place in tomorrow night's final.
No score.
But more misses becoming apparent. Decisions here for Craig. Split or hit? Splits, double 14. Double 3. Well, that was a nightmare.
Noa-Lynn, your car. 32.
But this could be the dream end.
No score.
But still we carry on in this contest.
9 darts at double 16 to get the job done. Been unable to find.
No score.
But we'll get some more.
32.
The significance of this moment cannot be understated. And on debut, Noa-Lynn van Leuven will make it through to the Saturday set-piece occasion. She is qualified for the finals, courtesy of a victory against the Gibraltarian Craig Galliano by 4 legs to 2. That's how, that's why, and Noa-Lynn van Leuven is into tomorrow night. Coming up next, Timothy Verbrew and Scott Taylor. Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where Noa-Lynn van Leuven has made her way through to the finals tomorrow night, getting the better of Craig Galliano by 4-2. And so, next up for us, Timothy Verbrew and Scott Taylor. And Verbrew is in the same situation as Noa-Lynn because of his victory against Jon Worsley. A win here would move him on to 10 points and would move him into a place into tomorrow night's final here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth.
First leg, Timothy to throw first. Game on.
Incidentally, we've been waxing lyrical about the fact that there's going to be an England game here tomorrow night. And the nations that have already qualified, a Scot, an
60.
Irishman, a Welshman, a Dutch player. You can have a Belgian in there.
Sounds like the start of a joke you tell down the local, doesn't it?
If you've learned one thing over the last few weeks, mate, you don't want me to start telling jokes.
I didn't know you'd started.
60.
For Timothy,
81.
he said he wanted to improve on appearance 1 on appearance 2. The sign of progress, if he can make it through to the finals tomorrow evening, would be a huge one for him.
100.
And you'd think if he does make it through, he's guaranteed another shot at even if he doesn't win the week tomorrow night.
58. $140.
Well, Verbrew, first to a finish on 141.
136. Timothy the car, 141.
To take out the opening leg in the par for course 15.
57. Scott the car, 126.
And so Taylor looking at a poke of the 126. But he's not going to find.
34.
And if Scott loses this game, he is
84.
in severe danger. Double 12. In it goes, 1-0 for Brew. And actually, matter of fact, if Timothy wins this game, it's not
Second
all
leg,
over
Scott
for
to
Craig
first.
Galliano, because he's got Jon Worsley next and Scott Taylor in a couple of games after. He wins both of them, he's on 4 points. He has to get to 6 to stand any kind of chance. I hope that there's some kind of collapse elsewhere.
78.
Any outcome is possible, no matter how unlikely it may
15.
seem.
$122.
Scott Taylor in his previous
41.
match was 3-0 behind against Noa-Lynn van Leuven. Pulled it back to a last leg decider, but was unable to cross the finishing line. Those missed
60.
starts of double, which became air apparent yesterday, reared its ugly head again for him.
100.
But looks as if he's going to have a bit of breathing space in this second leg.
100.
Sun leaves himself on a finish after 12.
No finish possible here for Timothy, even with a maximum would be on 165.
100.
And Scott Taylor got time on his side to level up the game. And he feels something needs to start going right for Scott Taylor before frustration starts to eke into his game.
51. $105. Scott car 90.
May just be a dart of the bullseye. He really isn't a happy man right now, is he, Scott Taylor? And he is going to be incandescent there. .
66. Timothy the car,
Gets himself down to a
140.
straight finish there. 3 darts at the double. Will get a go. Brewer unable to take out the 140. But Taylor just in the background shaking his head. He's not settled. He's not happy.
24.
Can he snap himself out of this process? A
He's on the
great
second
finish
leg,
there
Scott
for
Taylor.
Scott Taylor. Yes, it's only a double. It's only 24 points, but doing it with the first dart, that was the important thing there. But I tell you what, he looks like he's more up for a fight than a game of darts.
140.
And is he up for the fight?
84.
You used to be in that kind of discipline in the past, weren't you, Matt?
Keyword used to.
So what you're saying is I may have a chance in a bare knuckle.
I didn't say that.
In a bare knuckle teardown.
No.
93.
I'd still fancy my chances with no arms and legs.
59.
Lover, not a fighter.
100. Timothy the car, 122.
1-2-2 for 2-1. Doesn't have to go treble 18, Paul. In for the treble 18. Don't know what the option would have been if he did hit it.
56.
But leaves himself on 66 after 12 to open up a 2-1 advantage. And still, you don't really see much of a flicker of emotion on the face of Timothy Verbrew. Again, very
84.
steely-eyed, just keeping
Car, 66.
everything in check. And now goes for double 18 for 2-1 lead.
Timothy Verbrew.
Nice finish that. Nice clean.
4-8 Scott to through first. Game on.
Confident finish from Verbrew. Just love the way he plays the game. So easy on the eye. I think he would be getting a lot of support and getting a lot of new followers and
100.
fans off the back of this performance this week. Be interesting to see if he decides to commit and go to one of the various tours that are available now on the amateur circuit, or maybe see him have another go at Q School. He certainly seems to be a lot better off now than when he's had a go previously in the past.
96. $96. $90.
Starting up on the board, though. Maybe this is the thing that he's going to have to work on to get out on those various tours.
90.
Because he should have been starting down on the 19s there. 5 19s would have left the 170. Anything more than that would have been a bonus.
100.
Well, it feels like another one of those nip and tuck battles, doesn't it? Neither player really stretching away an advantage in this contest, and if Taylor can find the 115, he'll square it up at 2-2. So I'm going to get a dart at double 18. Verbrew may get a dart at the bullseye.
128.
Just clips the other side of the barrel, and so Taylor will return for 56. That's what Verbrew has left in hand.
88. Got the car, 56.
He's only had one dart of a double so far in this game, Scott Taylor, and that's all he's needed.
Tops it is.
Game shot on the
2-2 it is.
Scott Taylor.
Taylor's back level. Still not overly comfortable on the stage. Still
Fifth leg,
a little bit hurt.
Game on.
I've got a feeling that's going to make it onto social media.
101. 100.
Now, Scott Taylor's head's on and he's in the right place. He'll be looking at this leg as the one to try and get that breaker throw
41.
to take full control of the game. That might be why he just got that little step back. He knows this is time to throw down. This is the moment. If you can find a big 140 here.
$30.
Well, it was time to throw down. It was time to go. And he said no.
$100. $139.
You see Timothy switch down here as well. He does and finds beautiful maximum visit there for Timothy Verbrew just to resist this little bit of a challenge here that Scott Taylor's putting up to get the break.
Timothy car 82.
That's where 50 points difference between the scoreboard makes such a sizable difference. Sizable gap. Tops for Verbrew down to double 10 to be a leg away from the match.
62. Scott the car 132.
Big ask. But we know he's capable of shots like this, just not on this occasion, on this day.
128.
So, Verbrew returns to double 10 to put himself a leg away. And gets himself a leg away from winning this particular contest.
6 leg Scott to throw first. Game on.
And so Scott Taylor throwing to stay in the contest.
100. How much is this Scott Taylor throwing to try and stay in the group, stay in the race, in the hunt for a place on Saturday night?
45.
Well,
83.
In terms of the league standings, Verbrew would be through with this win, 10 points enough. But as I mentioned,
45.
You'd have the top two through. You'd have Worsley on 4, Taylor on 4, Galliano looking to register a win.
82.
Galliano plays Worsley next. If he wins, things it just gets a little bit more interesting.
I've got a feeling this might come down to a battle between Worsley and Scott
40.
Taylor, which is our very last game of the day.
So what you're saying is we might get drama right until the very last.
Well, we do like drama.
Oh, yes, we do.
$42. $95.
Well, so much drama could go all the way in the group. We may get drama all the way in this game because Scott Taylor isn't too far away from a level game. But you may feel like he's far away.
59.
He doesn't look like he's very connected with the game at the moment, does he? He seems a little bit despondent.
100. Scott the car 135.
6 starts on 135 here for Scott Taylor to take us all the way to a last leg decider.
95. $100. Scott the car
Well,
40.
Tom leaves himself on a 2 darter, and we know that Scott's had some fallibilities on the doubles tonight. And it's been this combo that has given him so much pain, but eventually gives himself some joy.
7th and final leg, Timothy to throw first. Game on. $85.
Taylor just taking a bit of pace out the game. It's not been a tactic, actually. It's been too profitable for him. And every time he's done it, he's always moved over to the 5.
43.
Wayward darts there for Scott Taylor, who knows the trouble that he's getting in regards to the group table. Verbrew wanted to do better than he did last time he was here.
135.
He might be about to go even better. He might be about to qualify.
And you get the sense, if and when he qualified, well, Scott now really has boiled over, hasn't he? He really isn't happy. It's been a week that just has not
43.
worked out for him so far.
Fair play, though, when that frustration was about to bubble, he still didn't lose the head. Clarity of thought just to hold on to it and
57.
still try and get the best possible outcome he could, despite the fact he probably feels that this game's gone now.
As well, respect more than anything else, and that's one of Scott's big traits is that
100.
respects the game, respects his opponents, respects the people involved in the sport. For this guy,
140.
the levels of improvement from visit 1 to visit 2 have been quite something.
100. To the
And
car,
this
84.
is to send the Belgian through. Double 12. And Verbrew
Game shot
is
on the mark.
through to Saturday
Verbrew.
night. The brilliant Belgian qualifies for the finals on his second attempt. It leaves Scott Taylor in tungsten purgatory. Verbrew 4, Taylor 3, Galliano Worsley next. Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where before the break we saw Timothy Verbrew step through to tomorrow night's final. He's going to be stepping into the Saturday night showpiece occasion as he gets the better of Scott Taylor by 4 legs to 3. He'll feel like his Christmases have all come at once, won't he, by progressing through to the finals tomorrow evening. Right, for Jon Worsley and Craig Galliano. The 5th game of the evening is a significant one for the pair. It could well be a crossroads battle. If Worsley can win, he moves on to 6 points, and he has got breathing space. He officially eliminates Craig Galliano from the mix. However, if the man from Gibraltar can pick the points up here, he'll move on to 2, half the deficit to Worsley and Taylor, and possibly we might get a crescendo mat.
58.
Okay. That's quite a lot to take in, really, isn't it, that? Top, middle and bottom of it,
42.
Jon Worsley is currently in the qualifying position. I do feel it's going to come down to that last game, though, the way it's looking, the way the fixtures are breaking
96.
down. Worsley-Taylor, final match of the day. And I think I'd like to see that, just a straight showdown.
What do you mean, a shootout? Hopefully it's more entertaining than the football one earlier.
45. $100.
Opting to start on the 19s. We saw this a couple of times yesterday for Jon Worsley as well, finding more success down on the 19s than up on the 20s, and he's not afraid to start down there.
43.
That one didn't make as much sense, because that would have left Galliano on a no finish there.
133. 100.
So Worsley, 148 to take out this first leg against the throw. It's not going to go. And Galliano hasn't had a ton plus checkout so far this week. That could change as a matter of fact if he can take out the 104 here. But he just does not like the line, so has to move
96.
across. And so will he himself 52.
104.
But can Galliano find the 104? Is it helpful? No.
44. John O'Carr, 52.
Only one at tops.
12.
Doesn't get the tops.
Craig O'Carr, 60.
Well, this has been a really strange leg of darts. A very strange leg of darts. But it's one that's won by Craig Galliano.
Second leg, John to through first. Game on.
This is our halfway game.
58.
After this, 5 more games of darts for you on this Friday night.
$137. $140. $58. $58.
Performance just very in and out, isn't it, for Worsley? Struggling with that consistency,
45.
which is kind of exactly what he expected.
$56. $41.
So Worsley here. 6 darts from 189 to level up at 1 apiece.
59.
Well, Worsley leaves himself on 130, but a 2 treble turn here for Craig would leave himself on a 2 darter, but on the cusp of a 2-0 lead. And there are those 2 trebles, but because of the straight with dart 1, leaves himself 101. Well, that could well be kind for another. We're glancing over at the scoreboard here. Stays there, double 5.
125.
Goes below. Galliano has
101.
been given a bit of a warning shot. Galliano could be under the gavel if he doesn't take this out.
49. John Car 5.
It's 2 2s for 1-1.
Getting shot on the second
And we
leg.
have
Jon
a
Worsley.
level match.
We do, and the advantage though with
So they
Galliano at
created
the
the
moment.
first.
Just that little
Game on.
triangle, which, well, it's not really a triangle, is it? It's more like a little arrow that just indicates that Craig Galliano will be throwing first.
1 out of them,
And he's
40.
using that advantage to throw well.
$94. $60. $92. $100.
Well, Galliano here on for perhaps a 15 dart leg. The red pen leg if he can hit a ton here and take the 101 out. You
95.
feel like in that last leg he should have made more of it than what he did. But now looking to strike while the iron's hot.
85.
But another slip into the single 5.
$75. Craig Car 116.
116 for Galliano for a 2-1 lead. Moves across. It's tricky, but he needs to stay there. Triple 20 leads double 18. Unable to find. And so Worsley back for 145.
56. John Car 145.
So Craig will come back for a 2-1 advantage in this match.
55. Craig Car 60.
When you've not been winning like Galliano has and you got no points on the board, these become tricky.
40. John Car 90.
As you do, you fear getting your throw broken, you're looking over your shoulder, you see Worsley's in striking range, you respect the player, you know what he's capable of. He's capable of this.
Getting shot on the third leg. Jon Worsley.
And Jon Worsley, we think him now, having taken it out. Snap out
Well,
of it,
John to through
man.
first. Game on.
That's a nice little encouragement there, wasn't it? A little pat on the back from his opponent. I don't think it's a trend that's going to kick on, is it? Patting him on the back. Oh, well done, friend. Good visit. Good darts.
125.
I think Chris Mason's in the chat tonight.
138.
He's in there on his account of Daniel O'Neill. Says Chris Mason's one of the best looking dart commentators I've seen. Got the voice of an angel. Nice to have you with us tonight, Chris.
40.
In his Spider-Man pyjamas, in his Fortnite slippers.
100.
Although I think you've got your...
135.
I'm so sorry. I've just been completely put off by one of the comments in the chat room as I was about to talk.
57.
I do apologise. If you want to know what I'm on about, have a look at the chat room.
95.
Worsley, 106.
96.
For a 3-1 lead.
Donnacar, 106.
Compose yourself, Deacon. Triple 18. Doesn't go. And so, Galliano back
58.
for 110.
Donnacar, 110.
And he could take it out, you know. He may take it out, you know.
78.
But he won't, Galliano.
Donnacar, 48.
So Worsley, to get control of the game, 2 darts at tops if he needs them.
Game
He
shown the
doesn't.
fourth
He
leg,
just
Jon
needs the
Worsley.
one. He's a leg away from
Fifth leg,
putting
Craig to throw
Galliano
first. Game on.
completely out of the contest.
$100.
The effort has been Galliano, but it could be good night Galliano here. Worsley looking to put the hammer down on the man from
140.
Gibraltar. There's also some other comments in here.
60.
Cam Crabtree is my favourite commentator. Didn't he do a game at the influencer
He did.
thing?
He did.
59. $58.
Well, I suppose Ego Chip is correct in the fact that I do have the squeakiest voice out of the commentary team here.
$85.
Right, this is the most random comment I've ever seen in the chat room. Geraint Reynolds apparently sold Chris Mason
60.
a vacuum cleaner many years ago. Apparently it was his award for having a run at the Desert Classic.
$100.
Well, Worsley is getting to the business end of this game here. Galliano doing his part to make sure that he can be within striking range should an opportunity present itself. But Worsley wants to stamp it out now and eliminate Galliano. He misses the big number. Galliano, one more chance to save his skin,
77.
to keep himself in the Super Series.
123.
123. It's on. The ball.
98.
And so this to end the hopes of Galliano, this to put himself in pole position for P3. Tops he wants. Now double 15. He's already hit it once in this game. Can he find it a second time? And if he does, he'll end the game.
10.
It grazes the wire, but to the wrong side.
25.
And so...
Just had a few problems, hasn't he, Jon Worsley, getting over the line in games. He had that game with Noa-Lynn yesterday where missed around about 6 match darts. That is not the target for Galliano, and Worsley will get more
21.
opportunities.
Donnacar, 30.
And so double 15 to get over the line. Well, more opportunities are being passed up by this pair.
Craig 4.
So Galliano will head down to double 2. Can he pitch it over the top? Now to the madhouse.
No
and now
score.
he could be in the
30.
doghouse. He may be heading for home. Double 15 to put Worsley in pole position for third place. And for Craig Galliano, his debut is not going to end in a finals night appearance. A nice embrace there between the pair. The two having some pleasantries. That's how the game went. That's game 5. We'll have a chat. We'll bring you game 6 after that. Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where we are midway through the night's action here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. This is what we have seen so far in this evening session. So far, so good for Noa-Lynn van Leuven and Timothy Verbrew. They are both through to tomorrow night's final with a minimum of fuss. The race now is for third place. Scott Taylor yet to pick up a win. Jon Worsley picking up a win against Craig Galliano. Matthew Edgar is alongside me. He's been watching all the action in the commentary box. Let's begin with Noa-Lynn van Leuven. The scoring power has been immense tonight, but maybe some tightening up on the doubles needed.
The 180s, elite. 4 180s in both games so far. That is absolutely world-class, top-level darts, elite darts. And like you say, a few more tighten up on the back end of the legs, a little bit more on the doubles, and we could be talking about mid to high 90 averages for Noa-Lynn van Leuven on what we've seen so far tonight. So real good stuff in there, and it's going to set up for some intriguing clashes at the back end now of this group, because now that Noa-Lynn's qualified, do we now get to see a more free Noa-Lynn get to play? Because the hard work's done. The ticket has been punched. Saturday night is on the horizon on debut, don't forget.
So Noa-Lynn through to the finals, as well as Timothy Verbrew. In fact, they're both practicing behind us ahead of their game in a couple of moments' time. And every single time we sit here at the beginning of the night, we wonder, can Timothy continue? Well, he's just rock solid, isn't he?
I'd like to say that I wouldn't be saying the same tomorrow night, but it'll be another question mark. And that's the thing with players when they are sort of being unearthed at the Super Series and we don't have that sort of pedigree or that history, that CV to go on and go, well, they did this at the match play, they did this at the World Championship, they've done this on the Pro Tour. For Timothy Verbrew, this is all still quite new. We're still very new to him as a player. This doesn't happen next time he comes here. Next time these question marks aren't there. Next time we become a bit more expectant. But at the moment, he's still sort of, the jury's out. But I think he's earned a lot of fans, a lot of support. There'll be a lot of people following the career of Timothy Verbrew, me included.
Well, let's have a look at the table then. At the halfway point of the night, as you can see, Verbrew and van Leuven, they both head through. Worsley and Taylor, 6 and 4 respectively. Craig Galliano's out. On the basis of tonight, does Jon Worsley look more likely than Scott?
Let's not forget, Scott Taylor's been the favourite all week, and all week I've been saying lay. Every group, lay. I don't think the price has been right. And right now, the favourite to win this group, well, he's not going to win the group, and he might not even get through it. He might not be able to make the top 3, which is going to put him in a big spot of bother, really. Well, it's over. This is the last chance. It's not a spot of bother. It'd be game over. So chances now running out. He does have Craig Galliano still to play, which is an advantage for him. I think it's going to come down to a head-to-head between him and Jon Worsley.
Well, that's what we're going to look ahead to for the rest of the night. Let's take a look ahead to next week now, because the Super Series, as always, continues in earnest. Group A, Robert Thornton, Sebastian Białowski. Now, Thornton, he's not going to like me for saying this, but he's going to be making his 12th appearance here at the Super Series next week. He's made it through to the final on 10 occasions and is still awaiting that elusive weekly crown.
And with that, you can see the frustration that means to Robert Thornton, and he wants to get one here. And when he was winning all those titles on the Seniors Tour, that's when you felt it was probably the most likely time to do it. But he's still hunting for that one. David Evans, probably the man coming into this with the best form.
Well, the Group A action is going to get underway from 9:30 on Monday morning, and there's some interesting names coming up later on in the week.
I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the money, the pressure be calling. Left on my blessings, I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back, tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through something, that's why I ain't calling. Phone and progression, it's all that I wanted. The phone and affection, I summon and dub it. Cause I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the money, the pressure be calling. Left on my blessings, I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back, tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through.
Son of a legend, Mason Whitlock will be back here for Group C. That's Thursday, Friday afternoon next week. But Game 6, well, this is going to be pretty much the battle that decides who's going to be top and second as far as this league table is concerned. Noa-Lynn and Timothy Verbrew have been the top two. They have been the two standout players. They've been the two best players as far as the last couple of days have been concerned. For Timothy, continuing what he's been doing all week long. For Noa-Lynn to make it through to the final on debut, quite the achievement. Not always at times playing at her best, but the scoring power, we mentioned it in the studio a few moments ago, has been superb. This would be a night 180 of the night.
135. 140.
I've got a feeling that this is just going to be played with freedom.
140.
Big power scoring from the two players that are topping the table, and that's what this is going to be about. This feels like the winner of this is going to be winning the group.
43. $140.
Another 140. Leaves Van Leuven on a 2-darter after 9.
58. Nolan, your car,
It's 86
86.
to take out a 1-0 lead. Doesn't have to attack the bullseye, and so won't.
46.
And we'll leave tops after 12 to open up a 1-0 advantage in this match.
100. Nolan, your car, 40.
Double 10. And now 2 5s.
30.
We just alluded to that being the problem for Noa-Lynn. Well, we'll say the problem. Noa-Lynn's still been picking up the results, but maybe would be the problem tomorrow night.
60. Nolan, your car, 10.
Another opportunity to get the job done.
Game shot on the
Does
first
so
leg.
at
Nolan,
the first time of
Van
asking.
Second activity to throw first. Game on.
So Noa-Lynn Van Leuven taking out the first leg of this contest. Game 6 of 10 that we're going to be
96.
bringing to you this evening on the Super Series YouTube channel. And then the final,
125.
slightly later start time, 8:30 tomorrow evening on the Super Series YouTube channel.
96. 60. 23.
That one really did hit the board at an awkward angle, that one from Verbrew.
81. 93. 140.
Well, that 10-40 leaves Noa-Lynn on 95 for the break of throw and a 2-0 lead. Verbrew very much back against the wall here.
57. Nolan, your car, 95.
And so this 95 for a 2-zip advantage.
$55.
And now hopeful that Verbrew cannot find the biggest check out of this group so far. But the 136 is not going to be pinned, and so Noa-Lynn will return for tops for that 2-0 lead, for that break of throw, and for a big ascendancy in this match. And 2-0 it is. Average 91.09. 2 from 6 on the doubles. Not a lot to be disappointed about in this performance for Noa-Lynn.
$140.
So many big power scores here from Noa-Lynn Van Leuven. A lot of 2 treble visits.
29.
I wonder if the intensity just gone out of Timothy Verbrew a little bit, where Noa-Lynn just really enjoying the game.
Well, for Noa-Lynn, this is a great opportunity to send a statement out to the field. And of course, with the World Match Play on the horizon in a couple of weeks' time, a great chance to
41.
Get her game in tune ahead of a assault towards the title in Blackpool.
140.
We've got to think in regards to that tournament, this is the perfect time to be playing the Super Series. If you could pick and choose when you're going to play, this would be the week to do it.
100.
Well, we saw it before the World Championships. It worked perfectly for Jeffrey de Groot. I know he didn't qualify for the Saturday, but the reps and the games that he got definitely helped him in terms of getting that deep run in that tournament.
Not clarity of thought there, though, for Timothy Verbrew, not using the 25 or the bullseye option to try and leave a finish.
40.
This is where he should be coming back for at least a 167. Persisted in trying to find the treble 20. It's all getting a little bit messy.
And not in a line all way.
Nolan, your car, 40.
Double 10.
$30. Timothy, your car, 146. $56. Nolan, your car, 10.
So double 5. Well, 3
No
double
score.
1
Timothy
was the
Lucan,
split,
90.
but the straight into the single 19 means a bust of the score. And Timothy in a leg here was nowhere near in. Nowhere near.
65.
Nearly won it.
Nolan,
Had
your
a dart
car,
to win
10.
it.
Would have been an almighty steal. But Noa-Lynn's misses have tend to come in clumps.
No score.
Different
Timothy
plan,
Lucan,
same
25.
result. And this could be a breaker throw from Timothy Verbrew.
Game shot in the third leg. Timothy Verbrew. Fourth leg, Timothy to throw first. Game on.
Well, Noah should have held the throw there, been 3-0 up and in cruise control, and all of a sudden, Timothy Verbrew is back in the game. And the tide could be turning.
83. $59. $100.
Darts 1800. Okay. I don't believe that for a second.
121.
That's not 1800. That starts 1080.
140.
I wish I could unhear that.
Well, technically it's 1800, but
99. $134.
Noa-Lynn not letting the misses of the last leg drag over.
$68. Nolan, your car, 44.
To get that advantage back on the board. To re-break the throw. To be in full control of the match.
Double 8.
Game shot on the
And it
fourth
is
leg.
3-1 now
Van
to
Leuven.
Noa-Lynn van Leuven. Leg away from winning.
Fifth leg, Nolan to play first. Game on.
Well, for Verbrew, he's staring into the abyss.
$125. $60. $59.
Coming up next, Greg Galliano, Scott Taylor.
Big game for Scott Taylor.
60.
Galliano's chances are gone now in regards to the group Taylor. Group table.
It's been a long couple of days, Matt.
58.
Scott Taylor, though, can still play himself into contention.
I'll be honest, I'm just enjoying all the love in the chat room right now.
26.
Nita Maxwim. Henry Deacon. Basically one of the nicest looking human beings on the planet, apparently.
59.
Words to that effect.
Must be turning out time at Spoons.
171.
Well, that's some reverse visit, isn't it? 26 in the last shot there from Timothy Verbrew to a maximum visit, and that's unfortunate for Noa-Lynn.
80.
That could just give Verbrew a bit of an opening, just to keep himself in this game, to give himself some hope that he can still win this group.
94. Nolan your car, 120.
Looking to climb the ladder to get the win. That first start might be nice. Over adjusted, move the other side to the treble 5. And so Verbrew may just get a dart at the ball here on the back of the 90. In fact, he's going to get 2 at double 15.
60.
Does not find.
Nolan your car,
and so
66.
Noa-Lynn van Leuven returns to 66 to seal a 4-1 win. Excellent dart. Double 18. Now double 9 to get over the winning line. And it is a win once again for Noa-Lynn van Leuven, who now has a vice-like grip for the top spot in this Group B table. Getting the better of the Belgian Timothy Verbrew by 4 legs to 1. That the tail of the tape from that match. Craig Galliano and Scott Taylor follows next.
Welcome to the party in Portsmouth here at the Modus Live Lounge.
They've both got the talent where they just reel off leg after leg and dish out a heavy defeat. And what a way to start the day. We're up and running here on Champions Week with a maximum.
But what a way to finish. A 12-dart leg.
Beautiful check out there from Cam Crabtree. Only needs the one.
Game shot on the second leg. Darius
What were you saying about efficiency?
On the third leg,
Is that the moment that Reece Robinson comes alive in this crucial clash? Looks like he's going to go for it. And it is right next to his favourite double top. And he gets the job done at the earliest possibility. That is Cam Crabtree through.
Case not so. Harrison gets the all-important win.
Game shot on the second leg. Darius Labanowski.
Well, Smith, is it a 9? A long time, and that clenched fist. He gets the job done in the end. He's nodding in total agreement because
game shot on the fourth leg.
Just like that. Only needs the one. There you can see
that she can unlock at any moment, but that is quality from Harrison. This would be a wake-up.
Welcome to the party in Pompey. Should be a good marker for him, and is. It was a great dive.
On the first leg, Andreas Harrison.
It's a breaker throw for Andreas Harrison.
On the second leg,
consecutive breaker throw, double 16 is found.
And he does lead. It's not an 11, but it's a beautiful 12, treble 17, which he gets. Bullseye for the win. Absolutely incredible by Andreas Harrison.
He's Andreas Dirty Harrison!
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where we've entered our final 4 games of the evening session here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. Before the break, Noa-Lynn van Leuven got the better of Timothy Verbrew by 4 legs to 1. 4th and 16 on the doubles in that particular encounter, and that now means that Noa-Lynn is in pole position to win the group. 12 points compared to the 10 of Timothy. Next up for us, it is Craig Galliano and Scott Taylor.
First leg, Craig, you through first. Game on. $34.
Well, Galliano gets us underway. He cannot make it through now because of that defeat to Jon Worsley in his previous
60.
game. But for Scott Taylor, you get the sense this has to be must win for him because he plays Worsley in the last.
80.
Well, we have had a comment on the YouTube chat today, which is resembling last night, saying, "Hi, Matt. I've heard Henry does a great Yoda impression. Do you think maybe you could put Scott Taylor maybe
60.
in trouble if he doesn't win this game in a Yoda expression at all?"
Absolutely not. Moving on. See, these
100.
chat rooms, they do get silly at times, don't they?
I have never known you not bow down to peer pressure.
Well, do you know what, Matt? People can change and change for the
100.
better, and I'm going to change for the better.
I'm still waiting. I know it's coming.
Leopards never change their spots, but lizards do change their spots.
43.
Anyway, it's not been an awe-inspiring opening to this match.
96. $134.
Well, Galliano's left himself first to a finish here, leaving 110.
99. Craig Carr, 110.
110 for Galliano. This will be his first ton plus check of the week if he can find tops.
90. Scott Carr, 86.
Just below, and so Taylor returns to 86 to get the break of throw in this opening leg. And this has been part of the frustration for Scott, is he gets himself in position. Then it's just been that odd slip here and there.
$17. Craig Carr, 20.
Double 10 for Galliano to take a 1-0 lead. Can he just move it across? Flick it across. Up for double 5.
10.
Chasing round and
Carr,
unable
69.
to find. Triple 15 leaves double 12 for the break. Now double 6. 1-0 Taylor. He gets the break.
Second leg, Scott
And piece by piece is breaking Craig down. I think it's fair to say this is probably the meeting between the two most frustrated players in this group.
59.
But one player still with a chance of qualifying. They've got to try and stay on task. That's Scott Taylor. If he wins this, he'll go level
96.
on points with Jon Worsley. And there's not too much in the legs column to suggest that we're not going to get that last game showdown.
56.
However, has Craig Galliano got other ideas?
$48.
Suddenly finding a score in purple patch.
140.
But he had back-to-back 180s earlier, didn't he? against Noa-Lynn van Leuven was 6 darts into the 9.
100.
And could have an 11 darter here if he can clean up this 85 in 2. But will be happy enough to
45.
Leave himself on tops after 12 to level this contest up at 1-1.
85.
Scott shakes his head almost in resignation as far as this leg is concerned. And the leg is over. It squeezes into the bottom corner. And Galliano equalises in 14. 1-1.
First. Game on. $96.
Well, that leg for Galliano means that after this game, no matter what happens, Worsley will be ahead of Taylor. Ahead of Worsley's game against Noa-Lynn van Leuven
135.
Now, Craig from Gibraltar, I wonder if anyone from Gibraltar is in the chat room. Do let us know if you're watching from Gib in the chat room.
58. $88.
Well, I mentioned Craig Galliano, a Gibraltarian football international.
100.
There's some international football that's being beamed here at the Live Lounge tomorrow. Before the night's entertainment at 8:30, England plays Switzerland in the quarterfinals of UEFA Euro 2024. That game live and available at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth from 5 o'clock. If you scan that QR code.
138.
138 for Taylor. Another one of them, but he doesn't like the lie of dart 1.
$98.
He's left himself tops after 12.
$60. Scott Lucar 40.
And this is for the break.
Game shot on the third leg, Scott Taylor.
Every leg going with breaks of throw so far.
Fourth leg, Scott to throw first.
Normally that's the sign of an edgy game and kind of reflected in the averages with both players going down to the 7 visit legs according to the average. I think for Scott Taylor the hard thing is here, he knows it's not working for him at the moment, he knows it's not going right, but trying to find
43.
a way to make it go right because he's still in contention. Despite the fact he's recorded 4 defeats already.
134.
Well, we do have some friends from Gibraltar watching on.
41.
Chris Remorino watching on. Lix FN. No way he plays for Gibraltar football team. Well, have a look at transfermarket.co.uk and you'll find that there was free cats for the Gibraltar under-21s. Istvan Evgenio, Gibraltar is with Craig, win or lose.
100.
And that's actually one of the things about places like Gibraltar, small community. Moments like this are big for the nation and they do get behind their sports people in that part of the world.
$85. $97.
Well, this could be, Matt, the 4th consecutive break.
65. Craig Carr 76.
It's 8-8. This would be for the 3rd successive 14 dart leg.
68. Scott Carr 167.
Doesn't go, and this would hurt. This would hurt. But Taylor is unable to execute. The mind whirls round again. And Galliano back for double 4 to square this contest up again at 2-2. Now double 2. 2 2s for 2-2.
Got the car 130.
But that was a bit of a doo-doo.
Still quite a lot of work to do with the 130 here, but it is a shot that players like to use. Your 2 darts at the treble you've just been throwing at for the entire match. But
42.
kind of the same result he's been having for the entire match. 21 darts thrown here for Scott Taylor, and unable to get down to even a double.
Getting shot on the 4th leg, Craig Galliano.
And so we are square again at 2-2.
5th leg, Craig to throw first. Game on.
Galliano with the darts in 2 of the last 3 legs of this match. Taylor just looking at him in the background there, heading towards the drinks table, just outstretching a little bit, trying to get something going. And he's tried everything this week to really get himself going.
Oh, absolutely. He's tried everything.
81.
You can't say that Scott Taylor's left any stone unturned. He's given it his best. It's just not happened, and that's sport.
90.
Justin Hewitt from the Gibraltar World Cup of Darts team is tuning in. Hope you're well, Justin. Hope you're well, pal. Matter of fact,
100.
Craig's cousin's watching on as well.
$100.
Well, for Galliano, you probably sense now this is the best chance he has of winning a game here.
131.
Particularly after that, because he's raising his game up to around an 82, where Scott is really struggling here.
And this would be music to the ears of Jon Worsley.
121. Craig car 120.
If Scott Taylor's to lose here, Worsley could get the job done in his next game against Noa-Lynn van Leuven.
Tops of the 120. That's his first ton plus checkout of the week. Craig Galliano climbs the ladder. Climbs to the top, does the man from the rock, and he leads 3-2.
$99.
Well, this is the Craig Galliano we've been waiting to see.
All of a sudden, just got a little bit of swagger. He's pointing to the side. He's got a bit of spring in his step.
140.
He has been on a 9 already tonight. He got 6 into that. This time only the 3. But the most important thing for him is that he gets over the line in regards to the legs. He just needs one more. He's got his first win on the Super Series stage against
92.
A former Super Series champion.
It'll be a sizable scalp. A big
82.
win.
Scott the car 170.
A big win on the TV stage. And he's going to get his go at 142.
105.
To do exactly that.
142.
He took out the 120 in the last leg. Can he win it with a 142? No is the answer. And so Taylor will come back for 65.
Scott the car 65.
To take us to a last leg decider. Too good, Scott. Too good. Double 4. Did you see the snarl as he released that dart?
7th final leg, Craig to throw first. Game on.
Galliano got the advantage though of throwing first. How big will that be? Just needs one treble. That's all he'll be thinking. One big treble.
58.
And unable to find it. Scott Taylor who looked like he could be knocked out of the group not too long ago, has another opportunity.
81.
Galliano can't go through, but he can play the role of spoiler.
137.
137 puts him in an okay suit in this last leg decider.
100.
Scott Taylor has never failed to qualify for a finals
99.
night in his Super Series career. This is his 9th appearance at a qualification week. Not just has he always made it through to a Saturday night, he's always at least made it through to the semi-finals.
97.
That record of impeccability could be in huge, huge turmoil here.
45.
Well, Galliano's left himself on 162. If there's one thing that Craig could work on between here and
59.
maybe another appearance, is that side of it. The amount of times he's left himself on 162s, 165s.
Yeah, that's an easy fix, really. That's just learning the maths, watching more
60.
of the sport, working out the
Scott Car,
breakdowns,
164.
learning the board, the numbers, the mastery, everything that goes with that. But he's going to get a shot here. He's going to get to approach the Yoki
104.
for 102 points
Car,
to get his first win at the Super Series.
82 left. Treble 14 is what he's looking for a dart at tops.
82.
And Scott Taylor, at one point in this contest, was all at sea. But he could be on the cusp of victory if he could take out tops. Now double 10. And Scott Taylor will move on to 6 points. Craig Galliano, the closest he's got to a win this week. But in the last leg, it just didn't quite work out for him. It was his best performance of the week, or one of the best performances of the week. But Scott Taylor just doing what a champion does, grinding the result out. And so Worsley and Taylor were log jammed on 6 points. Worsley plays Noa-Lynn van Leuven after the break. Taylor and Worsley, well, they'll play in the last game of the night. And so that is how the evening will come to its culmination.
Hang on a minute.
Wow! Oh my God! Well, that's £100 down the drain already. Itching to hit the 180. He's gone for the maximum.
Team for the bull. Bull.
53.
No, he said bull. That's a great first out from Adam. Oh, look at this. He's going to leave Scaife. Oh, can you believe it? That is unbelievable.
Get match darts to put his team into the final.
And
through to the final they go. Charlie Murphy has hit the match-winning dart on both occasions. Double 4 for the title.
Please show your appreciation for the winner of the Influencer Pairs event, George Scaife and Adam Lipscomb.
He seems to be out. That's what he is. Charlie Murphy. A couple more visits yet. We're not going to need that.
Bosh.
Pie face is through. He gets
And
there.
he's absolutely buzzing.
It was a game for that pie face dominated throughout.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where before the break, Scott Taylor got the better Craig Galliano in the last leg decided. So this is how the table looks. Noa-Lynn topping the pile, 12 points to her name, with Genevieve Brew on 10, Worsley Taylor on 6, and Craig Galliano still without a win to his name so far. So Noa-Lynn van Leuven can confirm top spot with a win here against Jon Worsley, and it would then mean that the last game of the night between Scott Taylor and Jon Worsley would be a straight shootout to see who goes through. And of course, if Noa-Lynn wins this game, she would have completed the card on night 2 as well, dropping just 1 game in 8. And that was that last game last night where Scott Taylor averaged nigh on a ton. But this really is, for Jon Worsley, the business end. He's got 2 of the last 3 matches. He definitely has to win 1.
You just feel, don't you, it is going to be
like John to
straight
first.
shootout with Scott Taylor. Because even
Game on.
a win here, if it's not by a sizable distance, the legs are going to be no real advantage.
Effectively, you get the sense this is knockout
22.
territory from here on in. Effectively, Worsley wins this because of the
59.
legs difference gap. The worst case scenario for him would be 8 points plus 2 legs, 22 legs won. And so by
139.
that particular token, the only way that Scott Taylor in that particular position would be able to overtake him is by a win of 4-0, because they'd both be on -2.
125.
Well, no, obviously Scott be on 8 points. I'm doing that thing again where we look ahead at every single other metric other than the points. It's so easily done. And players do it as well, where you get so focused, and you get so drawn in on the little permutations, you actually forget about the important bit.
140.
Well, so all Scott Taylor's wanting here is either a close game or
78.
a Noa-Lynn win.
At the moment, the signs are very strong as far as
93.
Noa-Lynn is concerned.
$139. Nolan, your car 84.
Well, Worsley's going to come back for 78 to lead 1-0.
44. John Lucar 78.
It's double 12. It's 1-0
Shot on
Worsley.
the first leg, Jon Worsley. Second leg, Noa-Lynn to throw first. Game on. $100.
So we know 5 of the 6 protagonists for tomorrow night's final. Jim McEwen won Group A on Monday, Tuesday,
100.
Wednesday. Early on this afternoon, Neil Duff and Terry Nash confirmed their places through to the finals, courtesy of Group C. Noa-Lynn van Leuven and Tim
140.
Brew made very short order in terms of confirming their places through Group B earlier on tonight. And so one final space is up in the offing. It'll either go to Jon Worsley or Scott Taylor, one or the other. Them two do meet in the final game of the session.
67. $55. $99. $95. 95. Nolan Dakar 111.
So Noa-Lynn 111 to square this contest up at 1 apiece. Treble 17 would left top. So now Worsley to open
51.
up a
Jon
2-net
Dakar,
advantage
140.
is looking at 140.
$60. Nolan Dakar 60.
And so to square this match up at 1 apiece, Noa-Lynn van Leuven wants tops.
Getting shot on the
Gets
second
tops.
leg.
Level
Noa-Lynn
we
van
are.
Leuven.
1-1.
Third leg John to through first. Game on.
On every single leg that Noa-Lynn wins just moves us closer and closer to what would be just a pure shootout, where it doesn't need to be done by a scoreline. Just the winner is the job.
The winner takes it all. Begin the knockout matches before we even get to Saturday evening here at the Live Lounge.
85. $140. $140.
$140 for Worsley. Leaves himself on a 2-darter, leaving 81 after 9 to move himself 2-1 to the goods.
85. Jon Dakar 81.
Treble 19 for double 12. That leaves 78. So treble 18 will leave double 12 for 12. And a 2-1 lead in the leisure of Jon Worsley. And remember, he wins this game. He wins it by a margin. He is in a great position.
$58.
It's a game he had many opportunities to win yesterday. 6 match darts at the back end of the game, wasn't able to do so.
125.
But you feel now just a little bit more comfortable back playing again after taking a bit of time away from the game and dropping a bit of weight. Will be more familiar with how his
81.
darts behave and what he needs to do to get over the line and give himself a chance tomorrow night.
$97.
So Noa-Lynn van Leuven, 2-1 down in this contest. Remember, win in this game would guarantee
100.
Top spot in the group. But Worsley is thinking about survival. Thinking about just staying in the race and hopefully putting himself in a good position in the race to progress through. And there must have been a little bit of him in that previous game when Craig Galliano looked on the cusp of winning, that
Jon Dakar 142.
there would have been a smile beaming from ear to ear. But crucially, he wants to get his job done, and he's put himself in a great position here to break the throw, move too clear, then have the darts in the next to get himself over the finishing line.
Nolan Dakar 164.
Unless
haymaker blow will not land. Worsley, a chance to break the throw.
78.
A chance to be in control,
48.
a chance to be in command.
8 for tops.
Getting shot on
And
the
Jon
fourth leg.
Worsley
Jon
gets
Worsley.
the break. He leads 3-1. He has the darts to beat Noa-Lynn van
Fifth
Leuven.
leg John to through first.
A win
Game
here will move Worsley onto 8 points. If he can win it by 4 legs to 1, it would move him on to +4 in terms of legs difference. He wouldn't be over the line, but my word, would he be in a
60.
good position. He'd need a couple of legs if it was 4-1.
Well,
100.
significantly the best performance we've seen from Jon Worsley so far, an average of 97.57. He's had to play that. Noa-Lynn not dropped the game here, averaging around 91.
42.
So a good level of play, but we had this yesterday from Worsley against Noa-Lynn. However, when it got to the point of getting over the line,
46.
that's when it all started to get a little bit wobbly.
$55. 60. 83.
Big last start that from Jon Worsley. And if Noa-Lynn can't find a
59.
treble here, which she can't, Worsley is in a position where he really can strike gold. But not
45.
going to leave himself a finish, and so suddenly the door that was open to him has been revolved round in the direction of Noa-Lynn.
84.
And just one treble in the 15 darts so far for Worsley's not going to cut it. Needs to find something on this visit. And just losing the line again. Seems to be, whenever that finishing line comes into sight, something he's not been overly familiar with in recent times.
81.
But a big last start there gives him a little bit of hope.
You say it's realistically the hope that Noa-Lynn spurns 6 on 152.
58. Jonica 135.
So 135 for a 4-1 win, which would put him oh so close towards the victory post in terms of qualification through. And now Worsley
39.
has
Nolan
to hope Noa-Lynn doesn't take out the 94 to give himself a match-winning opportunity. Double-double doesn't go.
54. Jonica 96.
This is to put Worsley oh so close to qualification. It put him within a couple of legs of it. And 2 in hand, a double 18. Double 9. Seals a big win for Worsley. And the Womble stands oh so close towards qualification. It means he doesn't have to win his last game against Scott Taylor. He is in a remarkable position. That is how the game panned out. A last game of the week for Craig Galliano is up next against Timothy Verbrew. Hi there, welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where before the break, Jon Worsley got the better of Noa-Lynn van Leuven by 4 legs to 1. It means that the last game of the night between Taylor and Worsley will be a straight shootout, but a straight shootout that Worsley would only need a couple of legs to progress through from. Right, let's get into this one, our penultimate match of the session.
First leg, Timothy.
It sees Belgium and Gibraltar go head-to-head as Timothy Verbrew takes on Craig Galliano. Verbrew is through, Galliano's going out. But hopefully he won't be heading out with a defeat. At least he'll be hoping anyway.
It was a much improved performance, wasn't it, last time out for Craig Galliano when he took on Scott Taylor, and at one point you thought Galliano was going to get the first points on the board for himself. For Verbrew,
100.
We can take a moment, take stock in what he's done so far this week. He came here to do better than he did last time. In fact,
99.
that was just 5th position he needed to improve on. He's through to the final 6. He's here on Saturday night. A massive improvement on all stages here in results, in performance.
99.
And the week's not over yet. For Timothy Verbrew, he could go even better.
Would you like one final fun fact for the
83.
road?
No.
I'm going to do it anyway.
I thought you would.
Belgium against Gibraltar. There was an International World Cup qualifier
95.
between these two nations back in August 2017. Belgium won by 9-0 thanks to a hat-trick by Romelu Lukaku. A couple of goals by, well, Axel Witsel got sent off and scored. Eden Hazard scored. And Verbrew wants 164.
140. Craig car 80.
Galliano wants 80. He wants tops. Can't
60.
find tops.
24.
Double 6.
12. Craig
Well, Galliano's getting a few more chances than he did last night, but he has to take full advantage of moments like these that he does do there. He gets the breaker throw, and he leads 1-0.
Second leg, Craig to throw first. Game on. $100. 60. 60. 140.
Well, we've got another game of darts after this, and it is a sizable one as Taylor and Worsley go toe-to-toe. Worsley needs a couple of legs
56.
to make it through. Taylor needs 4-2 or better. But you may remember, Matt, back in Group A, do you remember back on Wednesday afternoon when Scott Taylor needed 4-2 or better against Neil Duff? He did that courtesy of the Tub Plus out.
A quality shot that was from Scott Taylor.
55.
I know he's got it in him.
21.
He's shown us it on many occasions. Can he do it one more time to get himself into
52.
another Saturday night?
$100. Tips of the car 69.
To square up at 1-1. To get the break back. One dart. A double 16.
53.
Doesn't go and has Galliano.
Breaker car 130.
Got a big finish in the locker. Does he? No.
90.
And he would have found the ball as well.
Tips of the car 16.
Just to add further insult to injury.
Getting shot on the second
And to
leg.
add
Timothy
further
Verbrew.
salt into the wound, Verbrew has levelled up at 1-1.
Third leg, Timothy to throw first. Game on. 85. $59.
Well, this is going to be Craig's last match here at the Super Series for now. Hopefully
100.
we see him again. I'd like to see Craig again. But unfortunately, at the end of this game, it's going to be a case of Galliano, Galliano, Galliano. We're going to have to let you
96.
go.
You've been waiting all day to say that, haven't you?
41.
Apparently, I've been told if I do it again, I'm going to get the sound department are going to mute my microphone.
58. $65.
However, for Craig, just to mitigate some circumstance, last minute call on Sunday to come here. Then
59.
What happened last night? I think if he actually had a bit of prep time and I think the full circle and the full quota, I think we'll see a better performance. I mean, look at what Timothy's done. Wasn't exactly awe-inspiring in his first visit here at the Super Series, but have a look at what he's doing in visit 2 here.
84.
Look at what he's doing in leg
50.
3 here. He could win it on double 15.
No score.
Spits up, spits out.
Trigger car 145.
Treble 15. Tops. Oh,
Gains
yes.
from the third leg, Craig
How
Galliano.
about that? Craig Galliano
Fourth leg,
with
Craig
a
is so fast.
seismic finish.
I think that's the first time I've seen emotion from Timothy Verbrew in 5 days.
Ironically, the first time he's been frustrated all week in a match is when he's already through.
96. $30. $97.
All of a sudden, Craig Galliano starting to go through the gears.
59.
The last 2 performances have been very positive. He's got better, but unfortunately for him, it's been
40.
a case of not too little, but too late.
$57. $49. $140.
Galliano.
99.
Leaves himself on the ladder.
$65.
This
Trigger
for
foul
3-1. And it
120.
would mean that once again, Galliano would stand on the cusp of winning a game. He's not going to find the 120.
Timothy Car 150.
Half the score, though, gives himself a chance. And he will get a chance. Target's not been too bad on top, so I'd say it's
100.
one of his
Trigger
favourite
car
doubles
60.
based on the evidence of what we've seen so far. He's just took it out as well on the end of a 145.
20 for tops, and Dart 1 looks inviting.
40.
But Dart
Timothy
feed
Car
droops
50.
low. This for a level game.
Getting shot on the fourth leg.
That
Timothy Verbrew.
is a level game.
Fifth leg, Timothy to throw first.
Timothy.
Game on.
2-2 with the darts to move in front. I mean, realistically, when you look at it, apart from really that game against Jon Worsley early on the season, it's not as if Galliano's been out of any match. It's just been timing at points. It's just been a little bit of kilter at key times. But we mentioned it earlier on about the competition maybe he faces back home. Probably Justin Hewitt, probably the best opposition.
95.
And it's just those little things which maybe at home he can get away with, but you can kind of tell here it's just that little bit of a difference between the levels, and something that maybe that if Craig does get a second opportunity may be better for.
Oh, absolutely, he'll be better for this experience, no doubt, and
59.
just needs to make sure he can get himself here on a more regular basis. I'm sure it will take his game on to the next level, and he'll learn a lot about himself.
100.
One of the things he'll be able to learn just by watching this back is some of the setup play, because it's been pointed out, it's been advised, it's been shown, it's been explained as to the better routes and the better
42.
options to give you that mathematical advantage, and that's just one thing he can take away from this week's experience.
100.
Definitely seen worse players be given multiple opportunities, that's for sure.
58. Craig Carr, 108.
6 starts for Galliano to re-break the throw. He loves a tumpless checkout.
76.
The double 16 goes a begging. This would be for the break, and then Craig would have the chance to then throw for the match in the next.
105.
Okay, Tim.
Craig Carr, 32.
Okay. Cheeky
Getting
little
shot on the
ball.
fifth leg. Craig
But
Galliano.
it's boom, boom for Galliano. He leads 3-2.
6 leg Craig to throw first. Game on.
And that double 16 ensures the break of throw, and it means that Craig Galliano has got the chance to finito his Super Series experience of a win. And that 140 start is going to help him on his way.
$100. $43. $140.
Well, that 140 has now just brought this leg back to an even kilter and is just given the proverbial tap on the shoulder. In fact, we saw Craig Galliano literally give a tap on the shoulder earlier to Jon Worsley.
96.
Getting the first win is vital, even if it is the last game, just so when he does come back, he's still not searching for that. It doesn't become a story and something he tells himself, something he needs to aim and get. He can get it done here with just 222 points.
121 to the car.
1-2-1 scored for Galliano. 1-2-1 left for Verbrew. It's not going to go. Galliano is going to get a chance to win a game on the Super Series stage.
41.
It's what everybody sets out to do. It's what everybody sets out to dream. Treble 19 gives Galliano a dart at double 12.
77.
And that's the first time he's had to win a match this week.
I think Verbrew thought he was going to go a roll of the eyes. He looked like the Undertaker at the back of the stage. He's gone for a double-double himself, and that could be tricky.
40.
A lot of equipment in the way. Galliano, is this his moment?
Is this his time? Is this his win? Yes, it is. And at long last, Craig Galliano gets that win on the Super Series stage. Day 2 was much improved. Really did settle down 2 proceedings. Came close a couple of times. Eventually, he gets the win. And have a look at that. Nice little acknowledgement of the referee, Paul Hinks. 4-2 Galliano. Taylor Worsley is the last game. That's coming up after this short break. Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where we've reached the final game of Group B, and it all comes down to this. Jon Worsley needs just 2 legs to secure qualification. Up against Scott Taylor, who needs to win 4-2 or better. Now, he was involved in a situation in Group A earlier on this week, where he needed to win his last game 4-2 or better to get into... In fact, 4-1, my apologies. 4-1 or better. Now, Scott was involved in this kind of scenario earlier on this week, wasn't he? Where he had to win 4-2 or better against Neil Duff.
Game on.
And he did exactly that because of a ton checkout. And if you remember rightly, this group began with a 4-1 Jon Worsley win. Now, that feels like a very long time ago, Matt.
83.
It was.
Both players never failed to qualify for a Saturday night. Well, that's going to change.
119.
I think the best thing for Jonathan Worsley, though, is he's coming to this probably in the better form in regards to the recent, what the last games have been like.
60.
Scott Taylor stumbling over the line against Craig Galliano, where Worsley was running not far off 100 average for the majority of the game against Noa-Lynn van Leuven. But when you've not
59.
been playing well and you're playing under this sort of scrutiny and this sort of all or nothing scenario, it's not a comfortable one.
97.
Can Scott, though, just play with the shackles off a little bit?
Absolutely not. Not in this situation. In this situation, everything's scrutinised. Everything means more. Every miss is amplified.
123.
You're aware of what your
John
opponent's
Carl,
hitting,
143.
especially when you're hearing that big call of the 180 from Paul Hinks. Treble 17. I think Scott Taylor, looking at the demeanour, looking at
87. Scott the
the
Carl,
expression on his face,
138.
he feels this is done already.
Well, it'd be close to done if Worsley wins this leg.
89. John the Carl, 56.
To put the Womble on the hill. Double 10. 1-0 Worsley gets
Jon
the break,
Worsley.
and now the Womble is a leg away from
Second leg,
P3.
John to through first. Game on.
The big thing there, though, is the breaker throw. Worsley now has 2 opportunities with the throw to get the
100.
job done.
$140.
Almost an ironic smirk on the face of Scott Taylor there.
$83. $83. $134.
Big last start, big 2 treble visit, and now Worsley 184 points away from tomorrow night's final,
140.
from finalising the field. Taylor also leads himself on a finish after 9. Well, leads himself on a finish after 9. Worsley into his 4th visit of the leg. We knew the job he had to do. He could be on the cusp. We're going to get done as early as possible.
140. Shot the car,
A massive
138.
hit that is for Jon Worsley. You see on his face as he walked away from the board. He knows he's got an
98.
opportunity.
Jon
This is the
Carl,
chance.
44.
This is the moment to get it done.
Tops.
Game
And it
shot
will
on the
be the
second leg, Jon
Womble
Worsley.
that completes the Super 6. And the former champion
So they
Scott
Scott
Taylor,
to
for the
first, game
first
on.
time in Super Series history, has failed to qualify for a Saturday night.
58.
Worsley wins, he gets P2. I'll be honest, I don't actually think he may know about that.
No, I think Worsley will be one of those. He's a player who sort of studies the table,
40.
studies the formats, knows all the permutations. I think he'll be well and truly aware of the situation regarding
38.
the placings. Obviously, first thing he'll do is qualify, but now he wants the bigger paycheck.
$115.
Well, Matt, it's our last game in the comms box together this week. It's been an absolute pleasure, as always.
135.
Thank you.
Must do it again sometime.
99.
Sure, we will be in a couple of weeks' time, won't we?
Indeed, yes, we are. We're back together in a couple of weeks.
180.
Well, it's Maxi for Taylor. We'll bring it back. We'll give him a chance to bring it back to 2-1 if he can take the 90 out.
$50. Scott Lucar 90.
Sometimes though when you hit that 180 and if he goes up here and pops out the 90 really quickly, it just becomes irritating.
50.
Doesn't feel positive, it feels annoying. Even though you're doing good things. It's like you're doing good things a bit too late.
87.
And if
Scott
Worsley
Lucar
found
40.
the treble the last start there, he had to have been careful in case of a miss. He's left himself on 110. He may get a go. Will get a
No
go.
score. Jon Lucar 110.
For the double breaker throat for a 3-0 lead. He won't keep the shot alive to even throw a second dart with meaning. All about the setup shot now for Worsley.
$40. Scott Lucar
Well, Scott
40.
has missed multiple visits worth of darts at a double
Yeah,
all
he's on
night
the third
long,
leg.
but he
Scott Taylor.
changes that fact there. He brings it back to 2-1.
Fourth leg John
Worsley
first.
going
Game
for
on.
a 3-1 lead here.
Bit of head shaking going on, isn't there, on the stage? I'm not surprised really when you look at the two players and how they sort of
44.
performed throughout the day. It's not that they're disappointed with what's happening right now. Certainly Worsley, who's got his qualification place, it's the disappointment of what's been happening for the
140.
whole week.
Don't forget, the final tomorrow night begins at the slightly later time of 8:30 on the Super Series YouTube
66.
channel. Don't forget to subscribe for plenty of goodies, plenty of bonus content, the Bullseye Challenge,
57.
exclusive interviews, other content. And once you head over to our TikTok channel, there's some different things. There's some live streams available on there. You did a was it you or was it Nico that did the blind
40.
ranking challenge?
I think that was Nico. I don't think I've done that.
We'll have to
125.
change that next time you're here. Well, Taylor may well be changing the course of this game.
$133.
Apparently you have done it. You didn't even remember.
99.
And apparently you said Chris Mason was the second best player.
Stand by it.
You pundits in your Spider-Man pyjamas.
86. Scott Lucar 80.
For 2-2. Tops.
Game shot on the fourth leg.
Well,
Scott
that
Taylor.
must be the most ironic finish of the week. Scott Taylor couldn't
Fifth leg
buy
Scott to throw
tops if it
first.
was on a tombola, and then he finds 2 in a row.
Game on.
Don't you have to win at a tombola? It's not like going to the shop. Have you ever
100.
done a tombola before?
It's been a long 24 hours, Matt.
81. $60.
Sorry for the poor listeners of Venezuela against Canada in a couple of hours' time.
$100.
Well, this is the situation. Taylor 2, Worsley 2. The Womble only needed a couple
97.
to qualify for the finals. He's duly done that, got the job he needed done. But Taylor hanging in there, possibly turning the game around in his
95.
favour. A win for Worsley would put him into P2. Taylor can restrict Worsley to P3.
60.
I'll tell you what, I've actually got some more juice on this, Matt. So, you put Chris Mason 2.
55.
You put Chris Mason ahead of Glenn Davant in P3.
Okay.
Above a Fallon Sherrick in P4.
140.
Martin
John
Adams you put in
170.
P5. Is the fish on? Not right now. Taylor back for 44 for a
100.
3-2 lead. I'll
Shot
tell you who you
card
put number 1 in
44.
the next leg. Tops.
4.
Not
John O'Connor,
right
70.
now. And so Worsley for the break. He'd then have the darts for the match. 20 for Tops. Tops it is. Tops is
He's showing
got.
the fifth leg. John Worsley.
And Worsley gets the double breaker throw. He moves himself 3-2 to the good. And now has
Six
the
leg John through
darts to
first.
win
Game
our
on.
final game of the group. Hide away, Scott.
$180.
Well, can Worsley end here with a 9-dart leg? I'm going to call it from the first visit.
57.
It'd be the perfect way to finish. The perfect way to finish.
125.
However, Worsley's put himself in a great position here. 196 points away from a 4-2 win.
134.
The former champion will be leaving us at the end of this one. Worsley, a couple of visits away from finishing in P2. At a point tonight, his position looked at a little bit of
60.
pebble.
$136.
Puts him back on par, but he's actually got the better finish of the two. But Worsley maybe getting 6. Oh, he went for the old double-double.
120.
Cheeky.
Got the car,
Sets it up
130.
beautifully after 12. Can Taylor give us one more hammer blow?
Sat nicely for another double 5.
125.
Goes inside.
John Ducar, 16.
And so this, to bring this game and this group to a conclusion, 888 for Jon Worsley. One left.
No score. Scott Ducar,
Does not
5.
go. And so Taylor's going to come back for the 5 to take us the distance in this final match of the group. Up for double 1.
Game shot on the 6th leg.
And
Scott
that 14
Taylor.
darter and that ironic celebration for a double hit
Some of the
means
final
that
leg,
we
Scott
go
to serve
all the
first.
way.
Game on.
The night began with a 4-3. It's going to end with a 4-3. Taylor does have the darts in this deciding leg.
100. $100.
Well, Matt, what's your overall assessment of proceedings?
57.
I'm just putting my mind, or trying to put myself in the player's perspective.
97.
And if I was Jim McEwen, after getting through that Group A, I don't think I'd be looking ahead thinking,
120.
I've seen something here that I'm not looking forward to playing.
think McEwen does stand above the pack at the moment, and that is because he is a champion, a winner of a series here in this venue.
Worsley leaves himself on a finish after 9. Taylor looking to set himself up in the best stead possible.
41.
So Worsley is going to get 6 to win this contest on 164. May only need 3 if he fancies it. But he cannot find the second treble 19.
124.
But leaves himself on tops after 12 to end this group with a win. For Scott Taylor, a week of frustration. The first time he's failed to qualify for a Saturday. But Jon Worsley, he keeps up his perfect streak.
30. Scott the car 101.
Misses add up for the Womble. Both players 3 from 10.
49.
I think Taylor, is just happy now to depart stage left as Worsley aims for double 5. But still, the drama goes on, Matt.
This is for the match. Scott Taylor could end with a win.
To at least finish on a high.
32. John Yucar 4.
So Jon Worsley comes back for double 2 to eventually win this contest. Win it he will. The Womble gets the better of Scott Taylor by 4 legs to 3 in the final game of Group B. The champion, the former champion, isn't going to make it through to finals night for the first time in his Super Series career. The Womble will. Those are stats on that match, and we'll analyse everything next. Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where we have completed the pool stage action now for week 5. This is what we saw on Friday evening here at the live lounge. Reports of these results for Group B, and it's seen Noa-Lynn Van Leuven, Timothy Verbrew and Jon Worsley all confirm their places through to tomorrow night's final. We've been watching all the action in the company of primetime Matthew Edgar throughout the course of the evening. Let's talk about the 3 players then that made it through to the final. Begin with Noa-Lynn Van Leuven. We've not really spoken about her being a debutante too much this week. Is that the biggest praise we can give her?
Yeah, it's not the narrative to push, is it? It's not the story we need to go with. There's no difference whether played here before or not. The experience hasn't affected the performance. The performance has been absolutely rock solid. It's been very good at times. The finishing was superb. The 180 hit in early on tonight was elite. And every time that Noa-Lynn needed to do something, Noa-Lynn did. And this is a challenge to a winner, so no surprise to see Noa-Lynn on Saturday night.
Timmy Verbrew heading through as well. That's got a nice ring to it, hasn't it? As far as his week is concerned, we've spoken so much in commentary about his improvements from Visit 1 to Visit 2. But what in particular has been the big improvements in your mind?
It's everything. There's nothing like, there's no column A, no column B. It's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of everything. It's the all-roundness. It's the complete nature of his game. It's not one thing you pick out and go, oh, he's developed this, or his whole game has developed. That is the thing. And it's the composure. That would be the one quality that really stands out, but it's not to discredit anything else he's done. He's been doing some good work away from the Super Series. He's come back a completely different player.
And as far as Jon Worsley's concerned, when you compare him to Scott Taylor, he just had a little bit more consistency, didn't he, over the 8 games?
Yeah, and I think maybe for Jon Worsley, it didn't mean as much to him, maybe, where I think for Scott Taylor, obviously, he's defending a big record here, and for Scott Taylor, darts is still very much at the forefront of his livelihood. It's his career, and for Jon Worsley, maybe it's secondary at the moment, and maybe that was the difference, because where it wasn't working for Jon Worsley, it didn't matter. It's okay. Darts isn't my be all and end all at the moment. I've got other things going on in my life. For Scott Taylor, he needs the wins. He needs to get through. It's about winning, and I think there's a different mindset there. Just really came through.
Craig Galliano, tonight there was an improvement, particularly towards the latter end of the session. When you consider the factors with him, the fact that call-up was late, obviously what happened yesterday, do you think actually if there was another appearance possibly later on down the line, we'd see a better version? Because we saw some real good glimpses tonight.
I don't think the late call-up's really something to spend too much time with, due to the fact they played the World Cup just last week, which was the biggest event on his calendar over a 12-month period. So he'd have been more than prepared, and that call didn't come in too late that he was already on the other side of this. So I don't think that would be a factor. I think last night definitely was a factor. We saw a better player tonight. Absolutely, I think we'll see him again here at the Super Series, as I think we may see a few other players joining us from Gibraltar as well.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Right, let's round up then everything as far as Group B is concerned. As you can see, the 3 players through, Noa-Lynn, Van Leuven, Jon Worsley and Timothy Verbrew. Now, what they're going to do, they're going to join Jim McEwen, who won Group A on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, respectively, alongside Neil Duff and Terry Nash from Group C. Those are how the groups break down going into tomorrow night. And would it be fair to say, when you look at that Group 2, Noa-Lynn, Neil and Timothy, that feels like 3 of the real big favourites going toe-to-toe in that group?
There's 3 players that have really performed well, haven't they, across their group campaigns, and I think that's the one that's going to draw the eye. I think Jim McEwen will look at that and think, I'm quite happy with that group. I think he'll fancy his chances of getting through, so maybe it'll come to one of the 2 in Group 1.
Well, Matt, enjoy tomorrow night. Really enjoyed your company this week. I'll see you in a few weeks' time. But we're back tomorrow night. Just remember, it's a slightly later time of 8:30 here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth for the beginning of the finals. We'll be with you after the football, England against Switzerland in the Euro 2024 quarter-finals. And if you fancy football, darts, good night in Portsmouth. Have a look at this.